Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Chopin's Waltz Opus 70 number 3. The first thing that you should know is the D flat major scale, and it's like this. Also you should know the chromatic scale, which is like this. And from that, Chopin is going to combine both the scales and come up with what we're going to do next. Now, you should know the first chord of the scale, which is D flat major here, D flat, F, and A flat. And this is going to provide the background for the piece. So we're going to do the inversions here, and we get to the first inversion, F, A flat, D like this, and we're going to punch it with 3, 2, 1. We have two chords there. Now we could also add the D flat on the bass, so we're going to have this. And we cover the first bar, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay? At the beginning you could do the pedaling on the bass, put it down after you play, and then punch these two notes. And then when the next bass come in, you're gonna switch it there. But also you could pedal on the first one and let go on this one. So that way it turns a little bit more detached. Okay, so first bar we have this, and that's it, D flat major. Now there is an upbeat there, which we have two notes, and we could rest there, 1, 2, and then the upbeat will be the B flat and A flat. And notice that it has a slur, so the first one should be a little bit more emphasized within piano because it's soft. So okay, and because it's the third beat, 1, 2, 3, we could take a little time on those two notes, and then the waltz will begin. So for the right hand, we're gonna have this F all the way up, and notice that we're using the scale, and the F that it was there, we're gonna stretch a 6 going up, and we have this F which you have to maintain it there. Now here we have two melodies, one that's gonna be part of the chromatic scale and one that is gonna go ascending and descending. For instance, when you do this, later on you're gonna hold it, and then you're gonna do with the 5th finger G flat and then back to F. Okay, and to that we add the chromatic scale, which is gonna be underneath that. And the chromatic scale will do this. So we have the first line, and now we're gonna do with the first finger starting on F, chromatic scale, G flat, G, A flat. We get there, we hold the A flat, and then we drop this. Okay, all together will be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, important thing there is that you take the time on the upbeat there, and then you could start running a little bit, ta da 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 da. And also the long notes. This F is long. The chromatic scale, we could increase the volume, da 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 da, and then we have the two notes on top. Okay, now all we have to do next is combine the two hands. So we have the upbeat like this, and then we match the F with the bass. We run this up, match here, and match here, and then here we're gonna switch. So once we get to F, we're gonna switch the chord changes here on the left hand. So we did just the one chord on the left hand, and now if you go from the D flat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes higher, you have this A flat 7 chord that Chopin's gonna use on the left hand. So we'll take the E flat, G and C and put it underneath like this, flipped through the inversions, and then the A flat on the bass. So we have this now, and I do 4, 2, 1 in here. So, and that's it. The same principle. You put pedal down and then run through it until the next note, which is gonna be B flat. So we have, and also you could go there to make it detach. I actually like it a little bit detached there, but it's true, depending on the piano, you could add a little bit more pedal, depending on the acoustics of the instrument and the hole you're playing, or if it's at your home, you might want to experiment with that. So we have here. Alright, so we went 1, 5 so far. Those are the chords he's using. Now, second measure there, we got to the F with A flat, and notice now we're gonna use kind of the chromatic scale ascending, but here we're gonna have A and F, the two lines meet together, then we have 2, 4 here, A flat and E flat, G flat, and then we get to D flat. Okay, if I want to play these two bars with the top line, we have this. Now we have this. Alright, and if you want to play with the chromatic scale, you have this sound underneath. Alright, all together, just try him from the second bar will be. Now double notes here, pedal down, and then D flat. It's important here that maybe you do up here and then down, up and down here, and then here. Just to be accurate with those notes. They have to sound at the same time, but also you could bring a little bit, let's say, so and to me this line goes to the D flat here, so there. Okay, here you could do the same thing. Once you reach the A, you go up there. Okay, let's do this measure 2 together. Here, together there, and then we get to the D flat. We're gonna switch here to another chord. Now in this case, we're gonna take and think on another scale. Let's say you're in A flat and you go to the 5th degree. You have an E flat 7 here on the 5th degree. So what he does is put the B flat below, which is here, the B flat and D, which is here, and then he plays the shell outside and the B flat inside. So have this then. Alright, once again, B flat, hold it with the pedal, let go. Alright, so remember that this goes with the D flat here, and then you have this chord. Now after that, we're gonna think on this note. And notice here that we have the third chord, 1, 2, 3, the F minor chord, and you play the D flat and you outline that chord. Done. And then we have double notes, G and B flat, and then E flat there. And notice that that looks like the inversion from E flat. So really we're doing this and then back to E flat. So the whole line for bar 3 is this. And then it starts the next one. So long note, short note, hold that G, and then get here. Once you do it together, reminder of the left hand was like this. So we match, put the F here, match, by itself, match, and here we go back to A flat. Now let's try this measure slowly so we can get it together. So very slow. Well, you could count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we get here. All right, and notice that the left is going back up to A flat, and we'll have this A and E flat. So we were doing the E7, we went back to A flat. So we're using the D flat major, but also A flat major at the same time. So let's put this together. The line for the right hand, once you get to this bar 4, we have a little trill. You could either do it like this, or you could do one turn on that. And notice it's scaled. Same scale was discussed before. He's just adding that G flat from the chord A flat 7. So G flat is here, melody line, A flat is below. So we have. Now what I like to do here, slide the third finger to C, play there, maybe fourth finger here, and then we have A and G flat together. When you play two notes at once, just remember, in this case, we're going to bring the top and not so much the G flat below. So, all right, to that we add this left hand. So we have this match here and match here. And because the line is ending, we're going to drop the sound. Okay, if a trill creates any difficulties, maybe do just one turn, and that's the release. So be careful there. Take your time maybe to end the line if you would like to do that. Now when we count, now we could speed it up sometimes, and we could increase a little bit the volume of the notes so it feels more spontaneous. So that means when we do 1, 2, I must start slowly here and then go for it. And then end there. So that's something I will do. I could use a little bit more pedal. I like more clean sound that rather than a little bit of a wash. So, but sometimes it's more difficult to play so clean. Sometimes you could do pedals every 3 beats, but I enjoy more doing it on the first beat and then letting go because I want a clean sound. But you could do this also. To keep it straight, but the only problem is when you have a dissonant intervals, for instance this or this, you want to clean the sound. So that's why I don't like the pedal there. So no pedal, and then here pedal a little bit. No pedal there, pedal here, pedal here, pedal here. So I let go on the second and third beat according to what it feels like. He put dolce, so make sure you start like that. Legato, try to blend in the notes on the hand, on the right hand especially, as much as possible. Keep it piano. The tempo is moderato. I have 108 to the quarter note. That would be kind of slower, even like this. To me, that doesn't flow as well, so I prefer something like that. I enjoy more, but you could pick. After this line, it gives you the foundation for the rest of it, and on the next measure it's going to repeat. We have this. So up to there is all the same, but when we get to this F, measure 6, it's going to switch now, and we're going to have, we get to this note, but then we're going to have chromatic scale up, and then we have the F on top, and then double notes 2 and 4, and we get here 2F, and we blend in that E flat on top. Okay, if I have to subdivide the two lines, always think that we have an inside line like here, and then we have top line, and then we have 2 lines there. So think on this. When you get to here, you have the inside line, you have to study that separate. Now we have the F on top, that's the top line, and then 2 notes together, inside and outside. Inside now, and we get there. So in other words, the inside does the outside does. when you combine them, da 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 dee, da da, it's a little bit more difficult to play because you gotta decide if you want to bring out the top or the inside line. In this case, I prefer a little bit of the top note more than the other. As far as the chord changes, we still A flat 7, but then we're gonna do a step down from B flat. So B flat is here, but we're gonna do this da dee, and we have to bring that up. So da dee, that's important. Okay. To put this together, we add the F. We match here. Ta, notice the ta dee here, and also the left hand does the same in a different rhythm. So one last time. So da 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 dee, da da. Done. So if you play these two measures from the line, it will be this. Now this is the switch. We get there, and you could think in here almost like a B flat minor maybe, because you have the two notes from it, but really it's gonna switch. And you blend this note, you go to D flat, B flat, hold that B flat, play C. If your hand's too small, you could let go, and that's the end of the line right there. Let me do it again. So we have da dee da da, and then we go back to the beginning through via chromatic scale. So chromatic scale, and we have the same interval, and the whole thing repeats. Let me do it one last time. Da 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 da. And then here we could take a little time again. For the left hand, you have the B flat there, but then you're gonna have this chord. Notice here, E flat minor, the two chord from the scale, D flat. Then we go to the fifth, A flat 7, and then we have these two notes, which is D flat. Now let me play it in the order: E flat minor, A flat 7, and then we go back to D flat, the one chord. Let's put it together. There, 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 and then we repeat. Okay, and all this passage is going to be the same thing. So I think it's important I play it slowly now, so you could see the whole passage together like this. Da 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 da. Take your time here. Release a piece there. Go back. Da 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 da. Remember to bring out that da da da. Maybe slow down. Repeat. Da 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 da. Always sing. Da 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 da. All the same. This. The only thing that's gonna change is here. Da 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 da. So all we did is add an extra note, the chromatic scale, but then A flat and C, and that will get us to the next part. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much, and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.